Channel. I'm Sunny Brooks, and if you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about singing bowls. This is one of the most popular videos that I have, and I made it years ago, so I wanted to give you an update on singing bowls and exactly how to play them and answer some questions that was put on in the comments on the last video. So right now we're gonna only talk about these type of singing bowls. I have two different sizes. These are normally the most popular singing bowls. If you guys want to see a video to learn more about like quartz singing bowls and Tibetan singing bowls and maybe thumb drums and cymbals and things, let me know. I'm thinking about doing that video, and I can kind of go through the difference between them. But these are normally the most popular singing bowls you will see. They have different sizes. They make different sounds. They make like a D note, E note, F note, G notes, depending on the sounds of the bowls. So for the most part, when you have these bowls, if you're going to play them in your hand, you want to make sure that your fingers are not touching the sides, right? So you can have a little ring like this to sit the bowl on in your hand, similar like this, or you can sit it on the desk or like on something and play it around, as long as there is not anything touching the sides of the bowls. This is because the sound travels in a circular motion. So if there is something touching the side of the bowls, like your fingers or fingertips, then the sound will not travel. So in order for the sound to travel around and for your singing bowl to sing, you need to make sure that there's nothing touching the outside. So I'll give you an example. So if I tap it, you can start, if you are, sorry about kind of jumping ahead and going back, but if you are a beginner, you may want to tap it to start it. But if you have been playing a singing bowl for a while and you know the type of pressure, you don't have to tap it for it to sing, right? As soon as I touch the sides with my finger, it stops. So for beginners, tap it a little bit, not too hard. Tap it kind of like that. Enough pressure to make sure the vibration and the sound travels around. So kind of like the pressure you will use if you're holding a pencil. If you're holding a pencil to write on a paper or something, that's the type of pressure you will use when you're holding the mallet. So if you want to tap it, then start, you can. A good way to start once you get familiar with it is putting that same pressure around it, and eventually it will start singing. And you will pick up, when you pick up your speed, so whenever you hear that little, it sounds like you may be pressing it too hard. A good way I kind of measure it by is if I'm not focusing or if I'm not being present or in tune with the singing bowl and the frequencies, normally it will make that sound. If I'm thinking about what I'm going to eat, where I'm going, then I would normally hear that skip, right? Or I may be pushing too hard for the sound to travel. So that little, let me see. See, this is what it should sound like, right? But that little, that right there, that little sound, I can't even really replicate it, but that sound, a lot of times that is from the sound traveling, and you may be applying too much pressure in that point, so the sound cannot smoothly travel around. And another way for you to make sure that you're applying the same amount of pressure is to be focused, be in the moment, be in the now. You see how deep that sound is? Now I could get a smaller singing bowl like this. For me, some people use this side of the mallet, right? The mallet with cloth on it. I use the opposite side. It's preference at the end of the day, right? So hear how high pitched that is? the smaller the bowl, the higher the pitch is going to be. So the bigger the bowl, the deeper the sound is. If you want one of those really deep sounding singing bowls, you want to get a big one. If you want a high pitch one, you want to get a smaller bowl. Something you can also do is put things in your singing bowl. For example, crystals is a good thing to put in. I put crystals in the middle, right? So that I can cleanse the crystals. I cleanse my crystals with singing bowls a lot of times. Tap it. You can hear it rattling in the inside. Right? The frequency from the sound in the singing bowl cleanse and refresh or renews the frequency of a crystal. You can also put water in your singing bowls. If you want to stop the sound at any moment, just grab the sides like that, kind of what I did. And if you have followed those steps, making sure your hand, look, in the palm of your hand like this, making sure that it's not touching like this. If you have enough pressure going around it and you have tried a couple of times, it's going to take a couple times for you to get used to it. If you have done that, then you may want to examine your bowl for cracks. Small little hairline fractures is what I call them. So, of course, if there is a crack, these do not have cracks in them, just so I can't really show you. But if you have a crack in your bowl, trying to see, it could be something so small that you may think it's a scratch or a chip, and it may be a crack. If there is a crack anywhere in your bowl will not sing, because it needs all of the metal to be together for the sound to travel in order for it to sing. So if you have tried all of those steps, if you have practiced, you may want to look and examine your bowl and say, okay, let me look and see if I see any cracks, and put your finger on it. If it feels chipped or cracked, 9 times out of 10, it may have dropped, or something have hit it, or maybe it fell off of something and you weren't aware. If it cracked, it will not sing. I do not suggest throwing a singing bowl away just because it cracked and you can't make it sing. Use it. Make a candle out of it. I have before, like, poured wax and things in it and created a candle. Some of my other singing bowls that have cracked, I use it as storage. So like I may have a bowl full of crystals. I may use it as like if I'm doing candle rituals, so I may put water in it and put the candle in it to use as a barrier of protection. I may use it as decoration. You could plant like a plant in it if you want. Just don't throw it away, because it's still a good bowl. It just may not sing. So I would say find a way to repurpose the bowl. Also, another thing you want to be sure is that you're using the right mallet size. The smaller the bowl, the smaller the mallet is. These are mallets, right? The bigger the bowl, the bigger the mallet you need, right? Because of the vibration. You can't send a strong and a stronger vibration around a bigger bowl with a small mallet. You have to have a mallet that is going to carry that vibration around the singing bowl. So for example, this size is perfect for this bowl. You can see it in my hand. This is a good size mallet for this bowl. Can I use this mallet for this singing bowl? Yes, but it's going to take practice, and it's going to be a little, the sound is going to be different, and it's going to take a lot of patience. See, the sound is a little different, right? It's not as deep, and I have to apply more pressure to carry the sound because it's a smaller mallet. This mallet will sing with this, but it's not preferred, right? I dropped my mallet. But if you only have one mallet and have different size singing bowls, of course, use that mallet. Don't worry about it. But you want to make sure that you have mallets that is going to work for that size singing bowl. Other than that, you could place it on a ring and make it sing kind of like this, right? It's still, I made it sing on a ring. I'm not necessarily holding it in my hand. as long as there's nothing touching the side. This is what the ring looks like. Right? Alright, so if you have any questions about singing bowls, the size, the mallets, leave them below. I'll be sure to answer them. And if you want to see a video about going over different type of singing bowls, because I have a court singing bowl, I have a Tibetan singing bowl, I have a thumb drum, I have cymbals, I have bells, I have so many different sound healing tools. So if you want to see that, let me know. And if you're not already, follow me on Instagram at IamSunnyBrooks, and check out our website, soulfulvibesco.com, where you can get singing bowls at an affordable price. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'll see you next time. Love you. Bye.